Welcome back to another episode of JB Saltwater Fish Tank and Friends. What you guys are looking at is the Spartan. I got Tommy here. He's going to be conducting the interview for today. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to him.
All right, JB, this is what we got here. SPS system, LPS, zoos, fish, got it all. Tell me a little bit about the tank.
Well, this is, you could say, my dream project. Tank that I've been wanting to do for a while. It was actually in the makings for a very long time, since last year or so. I actually broke down my 230 to build this one. I went down to a 90 and kind of held a couple pieces that I really liked and enjoyed, and then I figured I wanted to go SPS finally, and so I took the plunge and broke down my old tank. This is my 305-gallon Spartan. It is 7 feet long. It is 30 deep in the center, 24 on the sides with a 6-degree bend, and it is 30 inches tall. The stand itself is 48 inches tall, and I think the canopy is another 14 inches. This thing stands at 7 foot 8 inches and weighs in at a couple thousand pounds.
Wow. This is an incredible tank, and that's an understatement, considering the amount of equipment that you have involved in here. You want to fill us in on what runs this beast and what keeps it looking so pristine?
Currently, well, really the glass isn't so pristine. I have to have Eddie come over here to take care of that for me, but that's coming. I was supposed to get some professional photos done also of the tank so you guys can take a look at it in all its glory. But as far as running the tank, I have a ReeFlo dart running the main system itself. The ReeFlo dart I think puts out about 4,300 gallons if I'm not mistaken, somewhere up in there. Besides that, I have a VorTech Alpha 200. I have a calcium reactor made by Korallin, the 1502. I have the only electronic solenoid ever made for a calcium reactor on this system. I also have no Refugium for the system. It's just straight water. I can go ahead and show you guys that in a second. Other than that, I have two fans on the top. To run to cool the tank down, and then on the bottom I have a third fan. Now, what's very impressive about this system is that I started it without no Refugium at all. It was just a tank and water. I mean, it was sandless for the most part, as you know, Tommy, and as you guys maybe knew, for the most part, I would always like sandless tanks. The only reason I turned this, or I added sand to this, was because this tank actually has a rim at the bottom, which is made by pieces of glass that are cut. I didn't like the look of that because I couldn't paint the bottom of the glass. It didn't come out as nice as I wanted to because we couldn't turn this tank over to paint the glass. So I ended up just leaving it. So that's what made me put sand in it. But other than that, the sand is just for aesthetic purposes for me. I put like 10 sand sifting starfish in the sand just to give it a little bit of movement. But other than that, that is about it. I'm thinking about adding about 10 to 20 more just to aid it because I can't reach it to clean it. But it's not a very thick layer of sand. It's maybe like 2 or 3 inches. The sump is very simple. If you open that door, I'll open this one, and then we can walk through that. Like I said, it's not too much on the system running it. We have the Korallin reactor on the right hand side, right there. We have like I said, the Royal Exclusiv VorTech Alpha 200 skimmer. As you can see, it's doing the job and doing it well. Then we have this little section here. It does have sand down here, but it's not really made for refugium. It's just I put the sand in there so I can sit the corals down there for the most part. As you can see, I have 2 racks. The lights are the same lights that I used to use on my 90 gallon for the water movement. It does have a pump here, although the water is stagnant right now. I'm gonna adjust that in a little bit. But it's not really affecting the system. And then this is where the Zeovit reactor is going to be sitting when I set it up. I'm just waiting to run out of some chemicals. These are the chemicals right here that I was using. They're all Brightwell aquatic chemicals. And then finally there's the pump. Everything comes out of the pump, goes across. It's real simple. Goes in to these 2 right here, goes up into the tank. I have two drains and they're 2 inches, and the inlets are 1.5 inches. And then there's a spigot right here to feed the calcium reactor. Other than that, we have the we have a battery backup on this MP60 on the left hand side, and then we have the other MP60 here, which doesn't have a battery backup. It's not that I didn't want to put one, it's just that I haven't added it yet. I haven't had the space. Those right there are for the 3 radion, Ecotech radion pros that are running the tank right now. I have them at 50% actually, and that's what you guys are looking at. Prior to that, I had the 14 T5s, 39 waters running the tank, but we quickly got over that once we determined that the Ecotechs would do the job, which I'm happy to say it does show a tremendous amount of color.
Well, I gotta commend you on the fact that your plumbing on such a massive system is so simple but well put together, and with so few pieces of PVC. I mean, it looks, masterfully done. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's basically very few pieces of PVC that are just, he's taking the time to really draw the plan out and not cause a cluster of PVC pieces down here in the sump area, and it makes it a lot easier to get into spaces and actually even have his little frame tag going in there without a problem. This is a very impressive system. I think he's just minimizing how nice the tank really looks, but again, this tank has really just been put together in this style for how long now, JB?
I started the tank actually right before Christmas, so it's maybe 5 months, been up and running for 5 months now. That's it.
So it's a relatively young tank, but as you can see, everything is very vibrant. Even his SPS that he just started adding, you can notice some of the polyp extension on there, and it's just an amazing tank to really take it all in at once. Again, every time I come here, it takes me at least 20-30 minutes to fully get everything in, and every time I come here, it's something new. So you wanna go through some of the species that you have in here, and maybe start off with the fish and finish in on some of the corals.
Well, as far as fish, I'd have to say I still have the 3 yellow tangs, which some people call beginner fish. But I did add one of my favorites, which is the Soho. He was one of the last tangs that I added, and he's doing very well. I also have this a very large flamingi. He's about 1 foot long. I have the magnificent foxface. I have the unicorn tang right here, and then I got another flamingi down there, which he wasn't growing, and I've been trying to catch him to take him out because I want to give him to somebody, but he hasn't been the easiest to catch. Other than that, there's a different array of Anthias in the tank. I also have it's supposed to be 10 firefish, but I only see 9 every time I look. We have the Midas Blenny, which is my all-time favorite. Well, we have the chromuses that I always use to start out the tank. In this one, I actually had 20 or so. I'm pretty sure there's like 10 in the overflow box alone. The overflow box is 14 inches long and 7 inches deep. So I mean, they have plenty of room in there if they are still in there or still alive. Which Last time I checked, they were.
Probably still breeding in there.
Yeah, I think that's why I keep finding more. I also have a couple of blood shrimps, cleaner shrimps, some Bangai cardinals. There's one of the sand shifters. I got a blue starfish right down here. I have a Tyree leather, which has grown since day one from my 230 all the way over to here, which is doing very nicely. And then we have the newest edition of the tank, which is the algae holder, which fell into the tank, which I haven't been able to reach. So
that's very natural, man.
looks very natural to me too. But you can see, like, as far as some ORA pieces, I got the Kelly green right here, and as you can see, it's just encrusted all over the rock. Very proud of that piece. That's a piece that I've been wanting for a long time just because of the color. I have the Sunset Montipora and the Rainbow Monty. My Rainbow Monty actually turned fully orange. It hasn't rainbowed out for some reason, which is right there. I'm sorry if you can't see it because the fish are in the way, but it's right there. It hasn't, I don't know why, but it's completely orange. And it's like it's unusual to me, but I'm not sure what else I can do to make it color up. But I will be adding the Zeovid system on my tank pretty soon, just to get the coloration and the pop going. I wanted to set everything up prior to that, like I said, and I also wanted to make sure that my tank was running in the utmost well condition prior to doing so.
Alright, well, I mean, definitely all these pieces that have been coming in here have been looking great. Even your algae scrubber edition, it looks great too, man, down there. Well, let me tell you, I mean, just from day one, from the first time that I saw it up until now, it's really impressive to look at. And you know, I can sit here all day looking at this thing. But the addition of your corals and the selection of your aquaporas, your montiporas in this tank is really going to make it pop, along with those new radion lights that you have. And I'm really proud of this tank, man. Really proud to be a part of it.
One thing I could say is that the reason I haven't been making videos, and I can truly say this with the utmost respect, is that I at one point just hated the tank. The reason is that I had conducted the rock work prior, but from being able to work on many different tanks, you know, you come home and you see your tank and you're like, man, you know, it looks like every other tank that I've done. And I had a real issue with that. So I wasn't making any videos. I wasn't doing any updates or anything because I just didn't like the tank. And when I don't like the quality of something, I'm not gonna produce any videos on it or anything like that, because it's not up to par. I know I said the good, the bad, and the ugly, and Wesley Forbes has called me out several times on that, and I do apologize. But Wesley, you're finally getting the video. I mean, you did get some pictures of the tank, from the before and the after. I'll see if I can post that so you guys can see it also. But the rock work is a compilation of Tommy's work. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, there was some stuff I had to argue to keep because he wanted to change it. But I mean, overall, for example, like this right here, this is what I call the cliff's edge. As you can see, this is like there's a tank that I really enjoy, and I'll see if I can post a link to it, where, I mean, it's from China or Thailand or somewhere up over there. I don't remember the exact country of origin right now, but it has like this nice cliff where the rockwork hangs off the edge, and you have this abundant amount of space under the rockwork where it has like the shadow area. And being the fact that I have this big guy right here, this 1 footer, I wanted some place where he can go hang out and chill and hide. So he goes right up under this rockwork right here, and he just lays out and you can barely see him. So I was real proud of that. And another thing is, there's barely any rock touching the sand bed. I mean, it's just ridiculous of how much space, and depending on where you're at in the tank, you can see through from one side to the other, and with no problem or issue. So I was very proud of that, and I have to say you know, thank you, Tommy, for, you know, helping me to get my dream to being a dream, you know.
Hey man, my pleasure, man. You know, I always enjoy hobbyists, and I'm always out here to help out, man. So, you know, I always enjoy seeing people happy with their tanks, you know, and just keeping it up, because something like this, I mean, you have to see the potential in it, and when the owner is not happy with it, you know, I'm gonna try to do everything in my power and make it, you know, so that the owner is happy with it and really thrives, makes this tank thrive, because it has so much potential, man. And you know, kudos to us for putting this thing together, because it was at least a 4-hour rockwork job.
Yeah,
it was not easy. I mean, we had 2 ladders going, bumping our heads on the lamp, you know, scratches, nicks, bruises, everything, just to get this rockwork the way it is.
What time did we start the rockwork? Wasn't it like 11 o'clock at night or something like that?
It was something ridiculous like that. We didn't finish until about 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And it was rough, but you know, to see where it is today from when we first started doing the tank, I mean, this is amazing. Honestly, it's a beautiful tank, and just the array of life that's in here. It's really impressive. This is truly a mixed reef. If you really think about it, it has everything from softies to zoos to LPS to SPS. You know, up into the advanced, and everything is thriving. Everybody's happy. Everybody's fat. Polyps are sticking out. I mean, if you guys can just see some of these Sunny D polyps, they're just ridiculous. They're about the size of a dime. Even some are about the size of a nickel. I mean, truly beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous pieces, and you can just tell that there's a lot of work and time involved in managing this tank.
Well, I'd have to say, as far as management of the tank,
just say, yeah, you manage the tank, man.
You know what? As far as management goes, I really don't do that much work, and go in the room, Jaden. As far as managing the tank, I really don't do that much work. I'm not gonna say that. Oh, I'm here every day, messing with the tank. I'm truly not. I think the only thing I do every day is feed the fish. For the most part, is when I remember to, I add chemicals like some calc or some crack mix, JB's crack mix or whatever, you know, for the fish and corals to eat. But other than that, I don't do much. I think the skimmer and the calcium reactor does all the work for me. And I have to say that I haven't even checked the calcium reactor to make sure that it's everything is on point. I have to do I think I owe it a 6-month maintenance a year and a half ago. So I mean, everything is thriving. I might go ahead and refill the tank just in case. But other than that, I mean, I'm very pleased with the results and everything, and I hope you guys continue to watch my videos and sub, because there's a lot more to come. I have a review to do on the Radions, the Pros. I mean, let me tell you, it's quite a bit of money just to get 3 of them, and this is a 7-foot tank, and I got 3 on a 7-foot tank, and it covers it. So I can just imagine if you had 2 of these on a 4-footer. You know what I mean? So stick around, guys, and the lights are at 50%, and then they have its own setting. It's all natural. So stick around, and hopefully I can do some more videos and you guys will enjoy it. So this will be JB and Tommy signing off on this episode of JB's Saltwater Fish Tank and Friends, and thank you for being introduced to the Spartan, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.